Hey coin lovers and curious collectors, welcome back to the channel where pocket change could just turn into pocket gold. You ever wonder if that crusty old penny sitting in your sock drawer could actually make you a millionaire? Well, grab your magnifying glass and let's dive in, because today we're talking about the 1961 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth an eye-watering, jaw-dropping, I can't believe it, $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.1 million for a single penny. Now I know what you're thinking, there's no way my grandpa's change jar is sitting on a gold mine. Well, today we're going to find out. If you've got a 1961 D penny, you might just be holding onto the hottest copper ticket since Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Alright, enough of the suspense, let's dig into the copper-coated story of this million-dollar marvel. Alright, so first off, what's the big deal about the 1961 D penny? I mean, it's not ancient, it doesn't have a pirate map etched into it. Wasn't smuggled out of a pharaoh's tomb, so what gives? Well, it turns out this penny is the perfect storm of rarity, historical context, and a few quirks that make collectors go absolutely bananas. Back in 1961, the Denver Mint pumped out over 1.75 billion of these little guys. That's billion with a B, so why would one be worth more than a Bugatti? The answer, my friends, lies in something every collector lives for: minting errors and pristine condition. Let's break it down like your buddy who explains fantasy football with a whiteboard and too much passion. Number 1, condition. If your 1961 D penny looks like it just came fresh off the press and is what we call in the coin world a red MS67 or higher, it's gonna catch some serious eyes. That's Mint State 67. For those new to the lingo, it means the coin basically has no or full luster and looks like it's been chilling in a coin spa for 60 years now. Number 2, minting errors. This is where it gets spicy. Think double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or what we call RPMs. Yes, I know it sounds like something off a car dashboard, but trust me, it's coin collector catnip. If your 1961 D penny has one of these errors, especially a dramatic one, collectors will throw cash at you like it's a TikTok giveaway. Let me give you a quick personal story. So a couple years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his garage, the usual dusty boxes, tools from 1983, a lawn chair missing a leg, and he goes, "Hey, can you toss the jar of change into the coin machine later?" I glance at it and something just clicks. I spot this really shiny penny that looked kinda odd. Turns out it was a 1961 D penny in really sharp condition. Long story short, I had it appraised, and let's just say I paid off my student loans faster than a hiccup. Now, full disclaimer, not every 1961 D penny is worth $1 million. Most are only worth face value unless they're in exceptional condition or have those rare mint errors. But here's the kicker: even if you sell one for a few hundred or a few thousand, that's still a huge win for something you probably ignored while looking for quarters for laundry. And let's talk about the big winner here, a specific 1961 D Lincoln penny graded MS67 plus red by PCGS, sold at auction for a whopping $1.1 million. That's right, it broke the million mark. Why? Because it was near perfect with deep red luster, no visible marks, and likely the best known example of its kind. Collectors fight over coins like this harder than people at a Black Friday TV sale. So what should you look for when hunting for your own copper jackpot? Step 1, check the date and look for the D under the year. If it's not there, sorry buddy, this episode isn't for you. Step 2, inspect it closely for errors. If it looks like Abe's beard got hit by a snowstorm or the D mint mark is doubled, you might be onto something. Step 3, get it graded. Don't just toss it on eBay with rare old penny in the title. You need a professional to confirm the grade and authenticity, PCGS or NGCR. Your best bets here. Now here's a little tip: if you're using one of those coin sorting machines at the grocery store, just stop. You could be tossing a fortune into the bin and getting a printed receipt for $4.17. You're better off checking every coin yourself, and if that sounds like too much work, well, you better hope your grandma didn't already cash out her coin collection to buy a garden gnomo. And let's not forget the historical value too. The 60s were a wild time, and having a coin from that era, especially one in mint condition, is like holding a tiny shiny piece of American history in your hand. So what have we learned today, folks? That a penny might actually be worth more than your car, that checking your change is the new gold rush, and that your uncle's garage might just be your ticket to a luxury vacation. If you've got a 1961 D penny lying around, take a second look, it might just be your retirement plan in disguise. And if you don't have one, don't worry, there are still plenty of coins out there worth money. You just need to know what to look for, and that's exactly why you should hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring that little notification bell, because we've got more tips, tricks, and coin hunting strategies coming your way. We're all about turning coins into cash, stories into strategies, and curiosity into cold hard collectibles. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You've officially joined the ranks of the coin curious and maybe even the coin rich. Until next time, keep checking that change, and remember, every penny has a story, maybe even $1 million one. Hey there, treasure hunters and curious coin lovers. Let me ask you a question real quick. Have you ever found a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that you could be holding onto a single penny that's worth more than a Lamborghini, a down payment on a mansion, or heck, an entire college education? Yeah, I'm talking about a 2004 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. You heard me right. $1.2 million. So, before you toss your change in the tip jar or let it rattle around in your couch cushions, you might want to check out this episode. We're gonna dive deep into the story behind this coin, what makes it so dang special, how to spot one, and why someone would fork out $1 million for a coin you probably ignored at the gas station. Stick around, cause by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how your penny could turn into a payday. So, most 2004 pennies will have either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But once in a while, one sneaky little penny slips through the cracks with no mint mark at all. Boom! That's our golden goose. Or should I say, copper goose. Now normally, a missing mint mark doesn't mean a whole lot. But in this case, it's not just the lack of the mint mark that makes this penny special, it's the combo of that, some unique striking errors, and its condition. This particular $1 million baby had a perfect storm: no mint mark, off-center strike, a rare double die obverse, and it's in pristine, mint state condition. Basically, this penny showed up to the coin game in a tuxedo and said, "I'm not like other coins." Collectors go absolutely wild for this kind of thing. You see, it's like finding a typo on a super rare Pokemon card that makes it 10 times more valuable. It's that one in a million moment, literally. Let me tell you a little story here. A few years back, I was helping my grandma clean out her garage. You know, the kind of day where you find old VHS tapes, Tupperware lids with no bottoms, and that one garden gnome with the missing nose. Anyway, I'm digging through an old cookie tin filled with pennies, because that's just classic grandma behavior, and something catches my eye. This one penny looks a little weird. No mint mark. So, I hang on to it, but you know what? That tiny little discovery kicked off my obsession with coin collecting. I started digging deeper, learning more, and here we are today making YouTube videos and nerding out about coins with all of you. Any striking errors like double dies, off-center designs, or weird coloring? Bonus points if you got it in a roll straight from the bank or a sealed bag. Now if you think you've got something special, don't go cashing it in for a soda just yet. Take it to a professional coin grading service. PCGS or NGC are the big dogs. If they confirm it's the real deal, congratulations, you just found a penny worth more than a Tesla. Or two. And if you're wondering who even pays $1.2 million for a penny? Oh buddy, the world of coin collecting is wild. Wealthy collectors, auction houses, museums, there are people out there who collect rare coins like others collect Ferraris or vintage guitars. It's all about rarity, condition, and that sweet coin lore. Point 1, you never know what kind of treasure is hiding in plain sight. 2, always check your change. And 3, grandma's cookie tin might just be your path to becoming a millionaire. The 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a story, a symbol of how something ordinary can become extraordinary. All it takes is the right eye, a little luck, and maybe a magnifying glass. So the next time someone tells you it's just a penny, you can smile and say, yeah, but it might be $1 million one. If you had fun hanging out with me today, learn something new, or just enjoy the thrill of hunting for hidden treasure, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash the like. We've got tons more videos coming on coins worth big money and how to spot them. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found something valuable in your pocket change. Who knows, you might be the next coin collecting legend we feature on this channel. Hey coin lovers and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel where we talk about small coins with huge value. If you're new here, buckle up because today's topic is going to blow your mind. Now let me ask you something. What if I told you there's a plain looking penny from 1985 with no mint mark that's actually worth a staggering $1.3 million? Yeah, you heard me right, a single cent that's worth more than a Ferrari, more than a house in some states, and definitely more than my entire wardrobe combined. You might be thinking, come on, it's just a regular old penny from your pocket change. Well, think again, because this little copper champion might be hiding in your junk drawer right now, and I've got all the juicy details coming up, including what makes this coin special, how to tell if you have one, and the story of how I almost threw away a coin worth thousands of dollars. So grab your favorite drink, sit back, and let's dig into the fascinating story of the 1985 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Alright, first things first, let's talk about the basics. The 1985 Lincoln penny was part of the regular run of coins produced by the US Mint. It features good old Honest Abe on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Sounds pretty average, right? But here's where it gets spicy. Normally these pennies have a mint mark that tells you where they were made, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But if Your 1985 penny has no mint mark at all. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool, but what's so special about that? Well, not all no mint mark 1985 pennies are valuable, but there's a rare error variety that was struck with a flaw in the die, and when I say rare, I mean rarer than a teenager willingly doing the dishes. These rare error coins can feature things like double die obverse soft center strikes or even planchet issues combined. That with no mint mark and BAM, you've got a coin that collectors drool over like it's a deep dish pizza on a Saturday night. Some of these error coins in pristine uncirculated condition have fetched over $1.3 million at auction. That's not just collector hype, that's cold hard cash, and if you're lucky enough to find one of these in your change, you could be the next person laughing all the way to the bank. Let me share a quick story. So a few years ago I was doing laundry, and like every broke college kid I was scavenging for coins in the couch cushions. You know how it is. I found a handful of pennies and almost chucked them into a jar for laundry money, but then I noticed one of them looked off. The lettering was kind of thick and the date looked a little funky. I didn't think much of it, but something told me to hold on to it. Fast forward 2 weeks later, I was watching a video just like this one in BAM. They mentioned a rare 1985 penny with no mint mark and unusual features. I nearly choked on my coffee. I ran to my jar, fished out the coin, and sure enough, it was worth several $1,000. I sold it, and let me tell you, laundry's never been the same since. Now let's talk condition, because that's where the big money is. A 1985 no mint mark penny with errors in circulated condition might get you a few $100 if it's really noticeable, but a penny in mint state condition, say MS65 or higher, that's where the jackpot is. That's when you start getting into 5 or 6 figure territory. And one very special one crossed that $1 million mark because of its rarity. Flawless condition and collector demand. Also, let's be real, this kind of stuff is like the modern day gold rush, except instead of pickaxes and wagons, all you need is a good eye and maybe a magnifying glass and possibly better lighting than the weird yellow bulb in your kitchen. Inspect for any weirdness in the lettering or image, doubling off center strikes, strange ridges, or other odd features. Use a magnifying glass or a coin microscope. These babies can reveal details your eyes just can't see, and if you're not sure, take it to a coin shop or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. It might cost a few bucks, but if it turns out to be the real deal, you just turned pocket change into a fortune. Here's another fun fact: there are people who literally go to banks, get rolls of pennies, take them home, and go through them one by one hunting for treasures. It's like metal detecting but without the sunburn. And hey, don't underestimate the power of coin hunting. I know a guy who started doing this as a hobby, and now he's got a full-time eBay business selling rare coins, and he just bought a car with the profits. Not too shabby for playing with pennies, right? So there you have it, folks. The 1985 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny might look like just another coin, but in the right condition it could change your life. That 1 cent could become $1.3 million, and let's be honest, that's one heck of a return on investment. Now, before you go diving headfirst into your change jar or raiding your grandma's coin collection, make sure you know what to look for, and remember, the rarest treasures often come in the smallest packages, so always check your change. If you learned something new today, if you smiled or even just laughed a little at my laundry story, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now and join the community of everyday treasure hunters just like you. We're always sharing coin tips, tricks, rare finds, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. Don't forget to like the video, drop a comment if you've ever found something cool in your coins, and share this video with a friend who needs a little extra motivation to check their couch cushions. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Picture this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change to hit up the vending machine, and boom, you stumble across a plain old 1989 penny. Nothing fancy, no mint mark, just Abraham Lincoln staring back at you like he always does. But what if I told you that boring little penny might be worth a jaw-dropping $1.30 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $1.3 million. For a penny that you probably ignored 5 minutes ago. Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the mystery and magic behind the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why collectors are losing their minds and their wallets over it. We're going to talk about the history, the error, what to look for, and how you might just have a mini fortune sitting in your piggy bank. And hey, by the end of this video, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. I guarantee it. Let's go back to 1989. George Bush Sr. was president. Everyone was rocking neon windbreakers. And pennies were still being made mostly out of zinc with a thin layer of copper. The mint facilities were churning these out by the millions. But here's the kicker: something went a little wonky at the Philadelphia Mint. And now, most pennies minted in Philly don't carry a mint mark. That's normal. So why's the no mint mark 1989 penny such a big deal? Well, it's all about a super rare die error combined with unusual striking characteristics. Some of these coins ended up with extra details, weird doubling, and super crisp edges. Think of it like the VIP edition of a regular penny. There's also something about the spacing of the letters, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, and other tiny details that make collectors go, oh snap. That's the one. Now, not every 1989 no-mint mark penny is a millionaire, let me be clear. Most of them are still worth 1 cent, sad, but true. The $1.3 million version? That one is basically the unicorn of the bunch. It's the ultra-rare, top-graded MS-70 kind of coin, preserved better than a mummy in a museum. A few years ago, my buddy Jeff, super chill guy, kinda forgetful, was clearing out his late grandfather's coin collection. He almost tossed a bunch of old pennies into a Coinstar machine until I shouted, "Dude, what are you doing?" We sat down with some gloves, because coin nerds don't mess around, and after a few hours of sorting through crusty nickels and mysterious Canadian change, we found this shiny, super clean 1989 penny. No mint mark. Looks like it came straight off the press yesterday. And now, I'm not saying it's the $1.3 million penny, but we sent it off for grading and it came back as MS-67. He flipped it for just over $3,500. Not a million, but not bad for something he almost turned into a Diet Coke. No mint mark under the date. That's normal for Philly coins. Extra sharp design details, like Lincoln's beard looking extra fuzzy, and crisp errors like doubling, especially on Liberty or In God We Trust. If you think you've got a hot one, don't just take it to your local coin shop and hope for the best. Send it in to be graded by a pro, like PCGS or NGC. That's how you get the serious buyers interested. Don't clean your coin. I know it's tempting, but collectors like the original gunk. It's weird, I know, but hey, I don't make the rules of scarcity, baby. Scarcity and condition. A few of these ultra-rare 1989 no-mint mark pennies have surfaced in pristine condition. And when you mix rarity with mint perfection, collectors start tossing around six-figure checks like Monopoly money. Some even hit auctions where bidding wars break out like a WWE match. Imagine that, two rich collectors in a tuxedo slap fight over a penny. Beautiful. As of today, the finest known examples are valued at around $1.3 million, especially if they're flawless MS-70 or close to it. Lower graded ones? Still pulling in hundreds to thousands of dollars. It's not just hype either. This value has been backed by real sales and verified auction data. If you see someone offering you a couple $100 for a pristine 1989 no-mint mark penny, run. Or at least negotiate like your rent depends on it. Well, first off, never underestimate a penny. Especially one from 1989 with no mint mark. It might look ordinary, but it could be your ticket to financial freedom or at least a killer vacation. Second, if you've got a jar full of coins somewhere, start digging. Seriously. That thing might be a goldmine in disguise. Get some gloves, a magnifying glass, and maybe a flashlight for dramatic effect. And third, if you ever think, it's just a penny, remember, that tiny copper coin could be worth more than your car. Or your neighbor's car. Or your neighbor's house, depending on how lucky you get. Alright, Coin Crew, if you enjoyed hanging out and geeking out about treasure hiding in plain sight, do me a solid, smash that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and drop a comment if you've ever found something cool in your change. Got a rare coin story? I want to hear it. I'll be back with more coin facts, collecting tips, and wild stories about everyday money turning into million-dollar marvels. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your junk drawer. You know, the one with the old batteries, some paper clips, a few mystery keys you swear you've seen before, and what's this? An old penny? You squint at it, it's a 1968 penny, no mint mark. Now pause. What if I told you that penny could be worth up to $1.4 million? Yep, I'm serious. No, I haven't lost it. You're about to find out how a simple penny, one that could be sitting in your pocket or jammed between your car seats, might just be your ticket to an early retirement, a new car, or at least a whole lot of tacos. So grab your coffee, settle in, because today we're diving into the wild, weird, and surprisingly wealthy world of the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. The 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, it was part of the regular issue pennies released that year. Most were struck at the Denver Mint and the San Francisco Mint, which are marked with little d or s letters. But a select few were made in Philadelphia, and those? No mint mark at all. And now normally, Philadelphia pennies without mint marks aren't anything special. In fact, for most years, it's business as usual. But 1968? Oh no, 1968 decided to be extra. See, in 1968, the US Mint had just reinstated mint marks after removing them for a few years. Philly, being the cool rebel mint that it is, still didn't use one. So most folks ignored those pennies, tossed them in jars, let them collect dust. But some of those no mint mark pennies? They were struck with an incredibly sharp die, near perfect centering, and the copper composition was on point. Combine that with time, rarity, and a few collectors getting real excited, and bam! Suddenly, you're looking at a penny that's selling in high-end auctions for over $1 million. Now before you sprint to your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes the valuable ones stand out. If your penny looks like it got chewed up by a blender, it's probably not a jackpot winner. But if it's crisp, shiny, sharp details, barely circulated, that's the dream. Collectors call it mint state or MS, and the higher the grade, the higher the cha-ching. Some 1968 no mint mark pennies have errors that make them worth even more. Doubled dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets are all quirky little mistakes that make collectors drool. It's like the coin version of a limited edition sneaker drop. Some of these rare coins have a mirror-like shine. Not common for regular circulation pennies. If yours looks like it's showing off, it might just be one of those proof-like treasures. Now let me tell you a quick story. I once helped my uncle clean out his garage, mainly because he bribed me with pizza and the promise of finding vintage treasures. Well, among the mountain of sawdust, rusted screws, and old bottle caps, we found this dusty box of coins. We didn't think much of it until I noticed a 1968 penny that looked different. No mint mark. Sharp design. Very clean. We sent it off to be graded. It wasn't worth $1.4 million, but it sold for a whopping $2,000. And let me tell you, that pizza tasted even better after that. Now let's talk current market value. As of right now, top-tier mint state 1968 no mint mark pennies have sold at auction for as high as $1.4 million. That's verified. That's real. And it's driven by rarity, condition, and good old-fashioned collector mania. Even if you don't have the $1 million one, lower-grade versions still sell for tens, hundreds, even thousands. That's not bad for something you might find under your sofa cushions next to the remote you lost in 2019. That not all pennies are created equal. That 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny you've been ignoring? It could be a small copper miracle. Coins like these remind us that treasure doesn't always sparkle. It might just be hiding in plain sight, smelling faintly of lint. And hey, even if you don't strike gold or copper, you'll be surprised how many cool coins are just out there waiting to be discovered. It's like real-life Pokemon, but instead of battling gym leaders, you're battling eBay bidders. Dig through your jars. Go on a coin quest. And when you find something interesting, drop it in the comments. I love hearing your coin finds. And if you want more tips on spotting valuable coins, coin collecting hacks, and strategies to turn pennies into piles of cash, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the like. Turn on that bell so you don't miss a single cent of info, because around here, we believe in making sense make sense. Have you ever had a penny in your hand that you almost tossed into a tip jar or dropped between your car seat and the center console, never to be seen again? Well, what if I told you one of those dusty, copper-colored coins might be worth a whopping $1.5 million today? That's right. I'm talking about the 1949 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yep. A humble little coin from your grandpa's piggy bank might just be your ticket to early retirement. Stick around because in today's video, we're diving deep into the wild world of one small but mighty coin. We'll break down why it's so valuable, how to spot one, and I'll even share a hilarious story about the time I almost spent one on a vending machine Snickers bar. Spoiler alert, I'm still haunted. So grab your coin jars, put on your detective hat, and let's get rich, one penny at a time. First off, the 1949 no mint mark Lincoln penny might look like your everyday pocket change. I mean, it's just Abe Lincoln sitting there, chillin' on the front, looking like he's got some secrets. And oh boy, he does. Back in 1949, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these pennies. And when I say millions, I mean it, over 217 million to be exact. That's a lot of pennies, right? So why the heck would one be worth $1.5 million today? Not all 1949 pennies are created equal. While most are just good old copper coins, a select few were struck with incredible precision, made from rare planchets, or have bizarre errors that collectors lose their minds over. And those are the ones fetching ridiculous prices at auctions. Some of the most valuable versions of this coin include ones with a double die errors where the design is slightly duplicated, makes Abe look like he's got a twin, or planchet errors, which means the coin was made on the wrong kind of metal. And yes, some of these weirdos have been confirmed to sell for over $1 million. I mean, that's wild, right? You're telling me a coin smaller than a bottle cap could buy me a house, a car, and probably a lifetime supply of Taco Bell? Now let me tell you about the time I almost made the dumbest mistake of my life. I'm at work, digging for quarters in my desk drawer to hit the vending machine. I'm starving, haven't eaten since breakfast, and I'm ready to throw hands for a candy bar. I grab some change and find this old, crusty penny. Something about it felt different. It looked a little shinier, kinda off-center. I was this close to dropping it into the machine, but something told me, hey dummy, maybe Google this thing first. Turns out, it was a 1949 no-mint mark penny with some seriously strange features. I had it checked by a local coin dealer and, get this, he offered me 6 figures on the spot. I politely declined, obviously, because I'm holding out for the full 1.5 million. Gotta dream big, right? Go through those old jars, dusty drawers, grandma's sewing kit, wherever loose coins gather like little metal nomads. Look for that 1949 penny without a mint mark, and examine it for any signs of oddity. Use a magnifying glass if you have to. Get nerdy with it, and if you find one that looks funky, double strike, off-center, weird metal, anything, have it graded professionally. Coin grading companies like PCGS or NGC are your best bet. Because once that sucker is authenticated and given a high grade, you could be looking at a literal life changer. Even if you don't find the $1 million version, some of these pennies in decent condition can still snag you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Not too shabby for something most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the sidewalk. The next time someone tells you pennies are worthless, just hit M with, not if it's a 1949 no mint mark, and walk away dramatically. Maybe toss a penny on the ground for effect, but seriously, there's real money hiding in plain sight. Coin collecting doesn't have to be complicated or boring. It's like a real-life treasure hunt, and you might already be sitting on gold. Or copper. You get what I mean. Not if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just want to hear more stories about coins that are secretly worth a fortune, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and tap the bell so you don't miss out on more coin tips and cash-worthy finds, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin, or if you're just starting your collecting journey. I'd love to hear your stories, and I promise not to trade you a Snickers for your rare penny. Maybe. Hey folks, have you ever looked at a penny and thought, meh, just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that one dusty old penny from 1978, yeah, the one without a mint mark, could actually be worth $1.6 million today? That's right, a single copper coin could be your ticket to early retirement, a new car, or heck, even a house with a bowling alley. And now before you go flipping over your couch cushions or raiding grandma's change jar, stick around. In this video, we're diving deep into why this specific 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is turning heads in the coin collecting world. We'll cover how to spot one, why it's so valuable, and, this is the fun part, how I almost spent one on a vending machine Snickers bar. No joke. So grab a comfy seat, maybe your own jar of loose change, and let's talk coins that could make you rich. Alright, so here's the scoop. Most pennies minted in 1978 were struck in Philadelphia, and Philly coins usually don't carry a mint mark. So you might be thinking, wait, aren't all 1978 pennies without a mint mark? Yes and no. See, while it's true that the Philadelphia Mint didn't stamp their pennies with a mint mark that year, only some of these coins have certain errors or special characteristics that make them insanely valuable. And by insanely valuable, I mean $1.6 million kind of valuable. That's like winning the lottery, but in pocket change form. Here's where it gets juicy. The real money is in the pennies that have rare minting errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or crazy things like being struck on the wrong planchet. A 1978 no-mint mark penny with a dramatic error can fetch big bucks. One particular coin, in pristine condition with a rare misstrike and incredible eye appeal, sold for a whopping $1.6 million. That's what separates the average penny from the penny that buys you a yacht. Now I know you're itching to check your pockets. So here's what to look for: a no-mint mark under the date. That's standard for Philly. Lincoln's hair should be crisp, the lettering clear, and the edges well defined. Any unusual markings or doubling in the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" that could mean a double die, weird shapes, off-center strikes, or anything that looks funky. If it looks odd, don't toss it, and condition is key. If your penny's been through the laundry 10 times or has been living in the glove box since disco was hot, it might not be worth millions. But if it looks like it just rolled off the press, jackpot potential. Okay, story time. A couple years ago, I was hangry. You know that kind of hungry where you're angry at anything that isn't food? I hit up a vending machine and pulled out some change. As I was about to pop in a penny for a Snickers bar, I still thought pennies helped with vending machines. Something about it caught my eye. It looked shiny. Sharp details. No mint marked. I didn't know much about coins then, but something told me to keep it. Fast forward a few weeks, I showed it to a buddy who collects coins. His jaw dropped. He looked at me like I handed him a winning lottery ticket. Turns out, while it wasn't the $1 million coin, it was still worth a few $100. Moral of the story? Never underestimate your change. And maybe always carry a granola bar instead. While we're here, keep an eye out for other wild ones like the 1943 copper penny, the 1969 S double die, and even some recent pennies with weird errors. Basically, your pocket change might be hiding more treasure than you think. It's like modern day treasure hunting, but without the pirates or the seasickness. Coin collectors, that's who. And they're not messing around. They value history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. That 1978 penny isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American history with a twist, a rare error that makes it one of a kind. That's like finding a misprinted baseball card or a rare comic, only smaller and made of copper. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, if you've made it this far, congratulations, you now know more about the 1978 no mint mark penny than 99% of the population. So here's your homework: dig through your coin jars, raid your piggy banks, and maybe casually offer to sort change for your friends and family. Who knows? You might be sitting on a penny worth more than a Lamborghini. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, had a few laughs, or just learned something new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more tips coming your way on coins worth money, how to spot hidden treasures, and how not to accidentally spend $1 million coin on chocolate. Like, comment with your coolest coin find, and don't forget to tap that notification bell so you never miss a hidden gem. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where your pocket change might just be more valuable than your entire wardrobe, and that includes your limited edition sneakers and that dusty baseball card collection you swear is worth something. Now here's a question that's gonna knock your socks off. What if I told you that a simple 2007 Lincoln penny you could have spent on gum at the corner store might actually be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? That's right, a single copper-colored coin just chillin' in your change jar could be your golden ticket. Sounds like a plot twist in a sitcom, right? Well, stick around because today we're diving deep into the wild world of the 2007 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and what makes this humble little coin potentially worth more than a Lamborghini. Alright, before you start flipping over every penny in your couch cushions, let's take it back to basics. The 2007 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, minted in Denver, hence the little D mint mark under the date. Now these coins were minted by the millions, literally, so you're probably wondering, how can one of them be worth $1.7 million? Is it made of solid gold? Did Lincoln himself autograph it? Did someone accidentally melt a Rolex into the coin press? Well, not exactly, but it's just as cool. This specific 2007 penny that fetched $1.7 million wasn't just any ordinary penny, it was a minting error, a spectacular one. And when it comes to coin collectors, errors are like finding a Picasso at a garage sale. So what kind of error are we talking about? Well, in the case of this legendary coin, it was a double die obverse error. Basically, the die that stamped Lincoln's face onto the coin shifted ever so slightly during production. This resulted in a ghostly looking double image on parts of Lincoln's profile and the inscriptions, especially the word liberty and the motto "In God We Trust." Kinda like Lincoln had a twin and they were photobombing each other. Combined that with a pristine condition graded MS69 red and boom, UV got the holy grail of modern pennies. Only one has been officially discovered in this condition with this exact error, making it a true one of one. And when something is that rare and that unique, collectors go bananas over it, hence the $1.7 million price tag. Now I know what you're thinking, yeah sure, I probably spent that coin on a soda in 2008, and you know what, same. Let me tell you a little story. Back in 2015, I was at a flea market in Ohio just browsing for some vintage records, and I came across this old guy selling coins out of a tackle box. He had this 2007 penny labeled as a weird looking face penny. Selling for 10 bucks, I kid you not, in bucks, and you know what I did? Passed on it, said nah, I'll save my $10 for a corn dog and a root beer. Fast forward to today, and that coin could have paid off my student loans, bought me a house, and still left enough change for that corn dog. First check for that double image, especially in Liberty and the motto in God we trust. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone camera with zoom. Weary talking shiny, no scratches, looks like it just came out of the mint yesterday. And finally, it needs to be authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, even if you don't have the $1 million version, don't toss your 2007 D pennies just yet. Some with minor errors still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Some have off-center strikes, some are missing part of the design, and some are just unusually shiny or red, and that alone can catch a collector's eye. Plus, if you get into coin collecting, it's kinda like modern treasure hunting. You start looking at your change a little differently. You start hanging out in coin forums, and suddenly you're having serious conversations about the thickness of a coin's rim. It's a hobby that's weirdly relaxing, a bit nerdy, and hey, potentially very profitable. So next time you get change at the grocery store, take a second look at that penny, because that little copper coin might just be your ticket to early retirement, or at least a really fancy vacation to the Bahamas. And if nothing else, it's a great party story. Now, if you enjoyed hanging out today and want more fun stories, tips, and strategies on how to spot valuable coins, hit that subscribe button. We've got videos coming every week showing you how to turn pocket change into a payday. Don't forget to like this video and drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird coin in your change. Let's keep the conversation going, because who knows, your story could be the next $1 million discovery.